Hey there guys, welcome back to my channel. I am actually going to do something I've never done before. I'm going to do a writing and explaining while doing a voiceover. But I get this question a lot all the time is what is your first summer going to look like as a chaplain candidate when it comes to the training? So I've drawn this out for somebody last week and I just thought it would be good just to draw it out for everybody else so we can understand what that looks like. So let's get started into there. If you are new here, my channel name is Service Before Self. I am a chaplain candidate in the Air Force. Other than doing that, I am a full-time cat mom, a full-time seminary student. I'm also a part-time counselor, and it seems like I am a full-time wedding planner as of right now because I'm getting married. And so everything is purple because that is the color of my wedding. If you hear any noise in the background, it's either my cat or I'm making bacon right now. So, sounds so good. Anyways, let's get started. Alright, so we're going to start out with, this is the Air Force's training program, so it's going to look a little differently than it will for like Army or anybody else. I've mentioned this in a couple of my other videos before that there is a chaplain process of training and then there is also an officer part of training. So throughout your entire career as a chaplain, you always have to go to officer training and also chaplain training. So we're going to break this down of what it looks like the first year or summer that you're going. We're going to start out with the officer training because that's what you would be going to first. It is called OTS, or otherwise known as Officer Training School. So if you see OTS, it is the umbrella almost of Officer Training School. So I'm going to take a pause here for 1 second and just highlight one of the viewers. I actually just got a text message at this moment that is a viewer has just gone into the Air Force National Guard, which is amazing. So congratulations on that. Okay, here we go. So Air Force Officer Training School. Yep, there we go. So writing it slowly, that's good. So it gives me time to talk in between. I promise this video is going to be short. Okay, so anyways, OTS is technically like a university with wow, there's my cat. With the Air Force, and underneath OTS you have COT and TFOT. So those are two different branches. Off of that, with Air University, OTS is held in Montgomery, Alabama, or otherwise known as Maxwell. And right now there is a separation. I just heard word that there is. Even though they're talking about putting them together, there is still a separation this summer. So 2018 summer. Anyways, going back to COT. So that is Commissioned Officer Training. Thunder. So Commissioned Officer Training is people that comes, they don't come like straight off the street. You can be enlisted and go into Commissioned Officer Training. But pretty much what it means is that you show up to training already with your bars on. So TFOT is Total Force Officer Training. I actually had to look that up because I was very confused and I had always wondered what it meant. But that's what it means, Total Force Officer Training. Which is kind of weird because it's actually not the Total Force because you have COT. So not exactly the Total Force. With these, underneath these branches, total TFOT is 8 weeks long currently, and COT is 5 weeks long currently. There's actually, what I hear somehow is there is a 2-week long reserve training you can go to. I think it's a myth, but whatever. Anyways, underneath COT, you're going to find JAG. I should have capitalized all of it, but I didn't. Medical and chaplain. So those are all the people that you're going to see at COT. They're the only people accepted, and they are called non-line officers. And then over at TFOT, you're going to find all of your line officers. So those are going to be people that eventually can be commanders. Whereas at commissioned officer training at COT, those are non-commander people. So line officers, what we're looking at is like PA, security forces, pilots, people that can eventually be in charge of somebody. So that's what you're going to find at TFOT. And they're actually on the same campus at the same time, and you're actually going to see people graduating all the time while you're in COT, and it's really sad because everybody's going to be dressed up and looking nice and fresh, and you're not. So if you are a chaplain candidate, you will be attending COT at OTS, and then you go straight to your chaplain candidate tour. So you're at 5 weeks at Maxwell doing your officer training. There we go. Oh, nope, just kidding. So you go from May or July or June. Wow, May or June starting for your COT training. I think this summer it is actually starting more in June. And then you go directly to your chaplain candidate tour, which either starts in July and ends in August. So it can just depend each year. I started out in May and actually got home at the very end of July. So your chaplain candidate tour is called C2I2. Sounds really weird because it is two C's, two I's, I guess. But that's not what it stands for. C2I2 stands for Chaplain Candidate Internship Training. There is my bacon, so I'm going to go get it real quick. I'm back. You didn't know I was gone, but here I am. Just lift my bacon over. Anyways, back to Chaplain Candidate Intensive Internship. So again, that's called C2I2. Again, that's a completely separate training than COT. That's going to be a completely different cadre, just completely different process, everything like that. So different. That is 5 weeks long, and it begins in Maxwell. So with mine, we had one night off. So we had graduation, and then we instantly the next morning had a report for C2I2. It was actually at Maxwell. We kind of just like crossed over the street, and that was where we started. And then you end up at Robbins. So during C2I2, your possibility could tour all over the United States. Have no clue. I think we went to 5 or 7 different bases, I'm pretty sure. But we stayed in the South. But last year, people, I think, actually went up to the north, which is pretty cool. And you can fly military air or a lot of driving, not too sure. But that is C2I2. So you got COT and then C2I2. So one thing I just want to add in here is how to prepare for the summer of 10 weeks of training. Working out is probably what you need to do like right now. If you're not doing it, you need to do it right now. So as an officer, they're going to say, you need to get an excellent score, which is 90 or above, so you can go online and check what those scores are depending on your age and what gender you are. It's really hard to keep up with that, so I've actually been trying to work on mine a little bit. If you follow my Instagram, you'll see that I've been working out a lot, mainly because I'm getting married, but I've been working more also on my PT scores. Also study the Osman. That's something that is with OTS or COT. Do that now. I thought it was a joke. And so I failed it, which is not good. Don't do that. Go ahead and start praying for yourself mentally and physically and emotionally, and any kind of prayer that you can do. Ask other people to pray for you. Goodness, just go ahead and pray for clarity and focus. That is huge. The purpose of this training is to stress you out at both of them. So just go ahead and pray for that now. I did not realize that as a chaplain candidate, I was going to be with a lot of we were already officers, but soon to be medical doctors. And I mean, we were there with like 100 or 200 medical doctors and JAG and other chaplain candidates and actual chaplains that already had the cross on. Something that took me a while to realize, a little bit too late probably, is that I was one of the first times that most of those other officers had met a chaplain. And that's pretty crazy because chaplains are going to be involved throughout their entire career if they wish it to be. So you are the first sign that these people have at seeing a chaplain. So depending off how you act and what you do can definitely depend on the perception of the chaplaincy. Whether that is your faith or just the chaplain corps altogether, I think just giving a good name for the chaplain corps altogether would be good. I know some people struggled with that while we were at training. A lot of our chaplain candidates were seen as not the best or the kindest, and that definitely put a bad taste in a lot of people's mouth. So stay open to being a good example, praying, asking if you can pray before meals, and be kind to other people. There's going to be a lot of times when people are going to be like eye for eye kind of a deal, but just be kind and care for other people. Don't try to shove things down people's throats. Just share and lead by example almost in the best way that you can, and always be a helper. Don't try to take away from other people. This experience, I mean, you start as a chaplain at this experience, and what you do could forever change somebody's perception of a chaplain. So go ahead and start that now. Let's see what this says next. Thanks for coming by. I really appreciate all the support I always get and the love I always get. Y'all have been amazing as always. Like I said, I just got a text message from one of the viewers doing their oath of office, which is awesome. And I feel like the chaplain boards have been meeting lately, both with the Army and Air Force, because this week y'all have blown up my Instagram with reports on things getting accepted, y'all getting accepted to places, or going through the review board, going through interviews. So good luck with all of that. The updates are so wonderful, and I love giving and sharing it to all of y'all that the Lord is working, even though it might not be your time. The Lord is working. Prayer is definitely something that is beneficial and will work depending off of the Lord's plan. Y'all have been fantastic, and I am writing really slow here. Wow, I learned how to use this little pen thing, so it's interesting to see how it actually works in real time. So yeah, good. Congratulations. As always, if y'all could pray for me, I will also be praying for y'all, because y'all are doing so many things. And actually, some of y'all are becoming actual chaplains and pinning on the cross soon. And my response to those people have been, maybe you can teach me something now, which is great. So that is all I have. Thank you so much for coming by. If you have any more questions, please let me know. Again, most of my content is driven off of questions. So if you have any, I will add that on there. Y'all are amazing and a blessing, and thank you for any kind of wedding planning help that you've given me, because you definitely have. And thank you for the folks that were just excited as I am to get my wedding dress. Y'all are such a blessing and wonderful and great.